Uh, you have to realize that downtown, uh, it's been there for so long, forever. I, I look at it, and all the buildings are infested with rats. Okay, it's just a part. Skid Row was a part of downtown that they just pushed to the side. So you had a lot of vacant buildings. Uh, Rubbish is a problem. Skid Row is no different than New York. Yeah, there's rats, you know, but it's I've been bitten by a rat, down on Skid Row. I was sitting on my little property, right, and I was getting high, and I thought I had put my pipe down behind me, and I reached back into my stuff to pick it up, and I thought that I got burnt, because I'm high, I thought I had gotten burnt, right? I saw the blood. So I jumped up, grabbed my stuff, threw it to the side, and I saw the tail, and it was me and this rat all the way to the street. And I caught him before he was going into the gutter, beat him down, and took him to Fred Jordan Mission. He was on the corner of Fifth and Town at that particular time. And they called the paramedics, and the paramedics said that they haven't had any reports of rabies in the area. If I got sick, go to the hospital, and gave me a Band-Aid.
I was probably in the game for about two years, and I'd get things together and pull out and get a place somewhere else and be drawn back, largely because of the addiction. But the other side of Skid Row, which is so alluring, is you get everything you need here. Whether it's food, clothing, a night's sleep, you can get that here without a whole lot of investment. So for a person that's really caught up in drugs and alcohol, it is the place to be. All your resources and energy can really go to, staying high. You don't have to worry about too much. If you get hungry, you just jump in one of the lines and get something to eat. If you need a change of clothes, get in one of the clothing lines and get a change of clothes, or shower, or whatever else you need. So it's this trap, that gets really difficult for folks to get out of.
In the mid '90s, they tried to get the homeless off the streets. So the homeless was forced from the streets of downtown and put into a place that we used to call the Dust Bowl Hilton. It was a homeless encampment, which is behind us. They had other agencies coming in and feeding and supplying support group to the homeless. They had Salvation Army. The homeless at that particular time was broken up into governing bodies. We had Justiceville, which was a Ted Hayes organization. Ted Hayes was a homeless activist in the 90s. He's still around. He at one time ran for mayor of Los Angeles. You had independent homeless, you had United Homeless, and you had Love Camp. And they had governing bodies that decide rules and regulations for homeless living.
So just tents, just lined
Yeah,
up.
you had community. Well, I don't know how many actual homeless it was at that particular time, but the area, it had to be at least a 10 acre, square acre encampment. No, there wasn't any violence. The homeless was pretty, self-governing. Plus, you had security. It was a fence all around. It was one way in, one way out. They had no alcohol was supposed to be served on the ground. But like I said, when there's a will, there's a way. So you still had drugs, and it was like a safe haven. So people, what they did, they went out and got their drugs and brought it in and stuff like that. Eventually, it was sent down for the Metro Rail development. And then the homeless went actually right back out to the street. Some of the homeless stayed in the immediate area under the overpasses and stuff like this. In fact, this is one of the particular overpasses that I stayed at right here. After leaving Tent City, most of the people try to stay in the general area, away from the police, away from businesses. At that particular time, nothing, like I said, was fenced in over in this area. I decided to stay right here. There, you know, contrary to what people think about cardboard boxes, at that particular time, people weren't really living in cardboard boxes. We had the nylon dome tents, where a lot of us had portable AC/DC TVs. You know, we were living a free life. One of my friends' tent, we had left, and of course there wasn't anything, and we had a lighting problem, so people used candles and this type of thing. Left a candle burning, and his tent burnt up. And this is evidence how the flames reached up and burnt up over the overpass and the ground where it just completely melted the asphalt because it was a very intense flame. You know, it was luckily that nobody was hurt in this instance.
What happened when you was there, right?
I came back to find everything gone, and luckily that my stuff was still intact, which was on the other side of the tent. You are a nomad. You are a nomad in the downtown area, going from one place to other, a secluded area, maybe away from a business, off the main track where you weren't noticed. Sometimes business owners wouldn't mind you being by their business because it cut them out of the risk of having their business broken in. You were like a free security guard, you know, and they
wake you up when...
and they utilize it. You'd be up, so you'd get up in the morning and you break down your tent, pack up your belongings, push them to the side. A lot of the guys
What would you do during the day?
You on your hustle. You're on your hustle.